epilepsy warning for flashing lights and colors.
Where is the most unlikely place you can find a roller coaster? From rock quarries to drive-in movie theaters, there's no shortage of unique coaster experiences that have opened up over the course of history. For this video, we'll be talking about roller coasters in some truly crazy places. But do you know what else is crazy? Enjoying a sweet, delicious bowl of cereal with 0 grams of sugar. All thanks to this video's sponsor, Magic Spoon. Remember the days of watching Saturday morning cartoons with a bowl of your favorite cereal? I sure do. But as an adult, finding cereal that's both tasty and wholesome can be challenging. Lately, I've been trying out a keto lifestyle, and it's pretty hard to find a good tasting cereal that fits my needs. Thankfully, Magic Spoon is just what I'm looking for. This cereal is specially crafted to give you the taste you remember with more wholesome ingredients. It's high in protein, gluten-free, and grain-free, perfect for a keto or low-carb lifestyle. More specifically, Magic Spoon packs 13 to 14 grams of protein, along with 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and just 140 calories per serving. With ingredients like milk protein and naturally occurring allulose, you can enjoy a wholesome meal without giving up good taste. And here's just a few flavors you have to choose from. Fruity, frosted, honey nut, cocoa, blueberry muffin, birthday cake, cinnamon roll, chocolate chip cookie, and there's even more than this. Plus, Magic Spoon also offers cereal treats, available in marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter flavors. Not only are they delicious, but they come with 12 grams of protein, a mere 130 calories per bar, just 1 gram of sugar, and plenty of fiber. And these treats are perfect for on the go. Want to give Magic Spoon a try? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen and use the promo code CRAZY for $5 off your custom box. And with Magic Spoon's 100% happiness guarantee, if you don't love it, they'll refund your money with no questions asked. And for my fans in the UK and Canada, Magic Spoon ships to you too. Start off your summer right and treat yourself to a box of Magic Spoon today. Moving on, as voted on by the viewers, here are the top 10 roller coasters built in crazy places. Number 10. Unnamed roller coaster at the Maldives Global Amusement Park, built on a tiny island. Keep zooming in on a map and you'll find this park on the island of Guhifahu in the Maldives. I think I pronounced that right. This nation consists of over 1,000 separate islands and is also the smallest country in all of Asia. In the early 2010s, a project called Global Green City sought to develop and modernize one of the country's atolls into a developed island. Initiatives included cleaning the beach, planting trees, and opening the country's first ever amusement park. This park contained a number of different attractions, including bumper cars, a train ride, and even a small powered coaster. Photos of this coaster are extremely rare, but luckily for this video, they do exist. Footage is even more obscure, and is only known to exist in this promo video advertising the island's development. The fate of this coaster is largely unknown, but according to Google Earth, the ride was overtaken by trees sometime around 2019. If anyone knows anything about what happened to this ride, feel free to comment down below. Number 9. Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Built on and inside a limestone rock quarry wall, Six Flags Fiesta Texas is often hailed as one of the premier parks in the Six Flags collection. Its most striking feature is its unique location within a former limestone rock quarry. This quarry was first utilized in 1934, but once its limestone was depleted, it was sold in 1988. 2 years later, Fiesta Texas was built within the former site. As a result, much of the park is surrounded by a massive rock wall with several attractions built onto it. However, only one of the rides is daring enough to go inside it. Originally opening as just the Rattler in 1992, this ride was initially a wooden coaster constructed by the Rollercoaster Corporation of America. Upon its debut, it was the tallest and fastest wooden coaster on Earth, but it still sucked. Its bizarre track profiling and overall roughness made it a painful ride experience for many. After years of trying to fix it, park officials decided to enhance the ride experience by transforming it into a steel hybrid coaster. This was courtesy of Idaho-based Rocky Mountain Construction in 2013. That year, the ride opened to the public to massive acclaim. In addition to smooth track, enhanced airtime moments, and an inversion, the conversion retained the original's tunnel through the quarry wall, only this time it has some stunning lighting effects. Since its renovation, this once rough ride has earned accolades as one of the world's best steel coasters. And if you ever find yourself in San Antonio, you're not going to want to miss this. Number 8. VR roller coaster at China's Space City, located inside Shanghai's Oriental Pearl Tower. Indoor roller coasters are nothing new, but imagine building a coaster inside one of the world's most awesomely surreal buildings. The Oriental Pearl Tower, one of the most iconic and memorable structures on Earth, is not just a TV tower, but a major tourist destination. It boasts a revolving restaurant, a glass-bottom skywalk, and a small amusement park named Space City. The star attraction of Space City is a family coaster made by Dutch manufacturer Vekoma. This coaster, themed around space travel, immerses passengers in a vibrant array of lights and space scenery, enhanced by special effects throughout the course. As of 2016, riders can even opt to wear virtual reality headsets. What sets this ride apart is its unique design. Unlike most coasters, the first drop comes immediately after leaving the station. The lift hill, meanwhile, is positioned at the end of the layout. Indeed, the unusual composition of its layout is quite fitting of a coaster in such a unique location. Definitely an under-discussed but very interesting indoor coaster. Number 7. Linnunrata Extra at Finland's Linnunmäki, built inside a former water tower. With its name translating to Milky Way Extra in English, this is yet another space-themed coaster. This time though, instead of a TV tower, the ride is built inside of an old water tower. First built in the late 1930s, this is actually one of two former water towers inside Linnunmäki. The other one is a rectangular building that is currently used as a maintenance and storage area. Due to city ordinance, neither of these towers can be torn down, so the park decided to fully utilize them. In the 1980s, the round tower was home to a safari-themed dark ride, but after its closure in 1994, a brand new roller coaster was built inside of it, opening to the public in the year 2000. Originally known as Space Express, this attraction is currently the only operating enclosed roller coaster in all of Finland. It has a top height of just 23 feet and a top speed of just 25 miles per hour. But don't let these mild stats deter you, because the fact that it's indoors is said to make it much more exciting than it would have been outside. And come to think of it, that's the case with most indoor coasters. A lack of lighting and an addition of special effects certainly would add a lot to any ride's thrill factor. Number 6. Half Pipe at Japan's Don Quixote, built on top of a department store. Now this is one major failure in planning. Known for its low-priced goods and late hours, the Don Quixote chain of department stores is pretty much the Walmart of Japan, with over 160 locations in the country, and even more outside of the country. In the mid-2000s, a location in Tokyo's Roppongi Entertainment District attempted to gain more attention and attendance. To do this, they contacted Swiss manufacturer Intamin to build a small shuttle coaster on top of the store. This attraction would have used an LSM launch system to send passengers back and forth up a U-shaped section of track, all while the seats spun around. However, shortly after construction was completed, it was clear that building this coaster was a mistake. First of all, it was said that local residents greatly disapproved of the ride's noise and the possibility of loose articles falling from it. Even worse, the ride in motion put too much stress on the building's structure. According to Intamin, the store's owners only accounted for the weight of the ride itself and not the forces it would generate. Continuing to operate the ride would have greatly compromised the building's structure, and though attempts were made to adjust it and get the proper permits filed, the coaster never ended up opening. And as if that weren't bad enough, the local government reportedly charged an exorbitant amount of money to demolish the coaster. So it was left standing but not operating on top of the building as an eyesore for over a decade. Finally, in 2018, the government was said to drop the removal cost, allowing the store to scrap the coaster for good. Number 5. Bolt on the Carnival Mardi Gras, built on a cruise ship. With all of the cruise ships adding water slides over the years, it seemed inevitable that a roller coaster would be built on one. Well, in 2018, Carnival announced the addition of one on their new Mardi Gras ship. Later on in 2019, the hype got even crazier, with the coaster's vibrant ride vehicle being revealed. With the help of basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal, the ride's hype reached critical mass, and in 2021, the coaster finally made its maiden voyage, quite literally. This powered ride, known as a spike coaster, is made by German manufacturer Maurer Rides. Through the use of a special ride vehicle, guests on board can control the ride's speed. The course navigates across the deck, allowing for a stunning view of the ocean. For the first time ever, you can ride a roller coaster off land, surrounded by open seas. You can easily call it both a thalassophobic's worst nightmare and one of the most unique coaster experiences out there. If you're interested in checking out this coaster, feel free to book your ticket for the Mardi Gras and check it out. Number 4, the High Roller at Nevada's Strat, formerly known as the Stratosphere. Built on top of, well, the Strat. Perched atop the 1,100-foot tall Strat Hotel and Casino, sorry, but I still prefer to call it the Stratosphere. This resort is undoubtedly one of the most thrilling tourist destinations in Las Vegas. Known for its adrenaline-pumping attractions, the resort features a terrifying cable jump, a space shot tower called Big Shot, and a nerve-wracking flat ride called Extreme. At one point, the Stratosphere Resort also boasted a roller coaster that circled on top of the building. Though this coaster wasn't particularly fast or thrilling, it provided riders with breathtaking views of the city and the surrounding desert. However, the slow-moving coaster was plagued with issues. Part of the ride fell off and broke one of the building's windows shortly after it opened, it partially derailed in 1996 when 2 wheels fell off, and it was considered to be boring by the general public. Wait a minute, it derailed in 1996? What the actual f***? This is the last coaster you'd want to derail. Anyway, after intense rides like X-Scream and the now defunct Insanity were introduced, the slow-moving coaster's popularity waned. In 2006, the coaster was dismantled using plasma cutting to reduce the track into manageable pieces, and these pieces were taken down via the elevator. Since then, no roller coasters have been constructed on the Stratosphere, but given the resort's array of high-intensity thrills even without Insanity, it likely won't be needing another coaster anytime soon. Number 3, Frankencoaster at Canada's House of Frankenstein, built on top of a Burger King. Kicking off the top 3 is a roller coaster near Niagara Falls in Canada. If you love Burger King, roller coasters, and Frankenstein, then Clifton Hill has a ride for you. Yes, this ride is a Frankenstein-themed roller coaster perched on top of a Burger King. Now that's a sentence you don't hear very often. Part of the larger House of Frankenstein walkthrough attraction, Frankencoaster adds an unusual experience to the whole thing. This ride was installed on the roof of the venue, which just happens to be shared by a Burger King. And just to emphasize the absurdity of it all, a large sculpture of why is this a tongue twister? A large sculpture, oh my god. A large sculpture of Frankenstein juts out from the building. I'm just gonna keep that in there. Well, now we know that Frankenstein likes his Whopper with mayo, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, and ketchup. No cheese though, so maybe he's lactose intolerant. The quirkiness of its setting adds an extra layer of intrigue to the otherwise tame and arguably janky roller coaster. Yeah, this ride has a mixed reception, with some criticizing the roller coaster as uncomfortable, and others praising the view of the surrounding area. Plus, what other roller coaster allows you to get some chicken fries underneath it? Though this coaster seems like a perfect fit for the venue, it was actually relocated from Lake Grove, New York's Sports Plus Entertainment Center. This ride, known as Thriller Coaster, already came with coffin-themed vehicles. And as I've discussed before, the course only makes left turns. The couplers between the ride's cars are found on the left side instead of the middle, allowing for tighter turns and a more compact layout. As a whole, Frankencoaster is undoubtedly a unique and memorable ride that you have to check out in Niagara Falls. Number 2, Little Dipper at Montana's Amusement Park Drive-In. Built around a drive-in movie screen. This roller coaster provided a one-of-a-kind experience, and a rather cinematic one at that. This attraction in particular opened at an amusement park that was also a drive-in movie theater. Upon its opening in 2004, this park offered both movies and a handful of rides. These included 2 Alan Herschel roller coasters, a wild mouse named Monster Mouse, and a Little Dipper named just that, Little Dipper. Little Dipper had the unique distinction of being built around the movie screen. Imagine watching Final Destination 3 while circling around the screen in a roller coaster train. Now that would have been truly surreal. Unfortunately, both roller coasters closed in 2015 due to extensive damage from a flood, and were thus standing but not operating. Though the drive-in theater continued to operate, the screen was destroyed by a fire in 2022. A tragic end for a unique coaster experience, but don't worry, this list won't end on a downer. Number 1. Reaper Drop Ride to Doom at the Netherlands Amsterdam Dungeon. Built inside of a church. That's right, this coaster was located in an actual 13th century church, and this made it perhaps the holiest coaster ever built. This coaster, once serving as the grand finale of the attraction, brought passengers face to face with the Grim Reaper himself. This ride was one of only 2 E-Motion roller coasters ever built by German manufacturer Mach Rides. This coaster is similar to a Wild Mouse, but features a spring suspension system. This system is designed to tilt and sway guests throughout the ride, making the experience feel more out of control. As for Drop Ride to Doom, the experience started with an elevator lift, followed by a short track segment that brought passengers to a turntable. Here, the Grim Reaper appeared to turn passengers towards the drop, which was actually quite small and tame, and that's pretty much where the ride ended. Yep, this coaster was extremely short at just 262.5 feet. That's shorter than a football field without the end zones. And you want to know what coaster is the same length? The Family Gravity Coaster. Yes, this coaster you're seeing on the screen right now is the same length as the one the Grim Reaper is capable of giving. Despite the unique location though, the coaster at the Amsterdam Dungeon didn't last long, closing in less than a decade. Many felt the ride was too short and lacked excitement. Still, the fact that it was located inside an actual church makes it clear why it's number 1 on this list. I think I remember something about this coaster being relocated recently, but I can't remember what park it's going to. So if you want to jog my memory, feel free to leave a comment down below.
Now it's time for the comment shoutout program. This is where I take 5 random comments from my previous video and read them out.
These comments come from my video on Chinese manufactured rides. Julian Icole 9202 says, I think that even though it looks so high up and possibly intimidating, I would want to go on the Flying Kiss one day. It looks really cool. Christian Ortiz 793 says, okay, but I would honestly like to have an aviation training device ride at Knoebels to add to their excellent collection of flat rides. Marky Moo Fan 1239 says, for number 3, I'd choose Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran. Samwill7259 says, how can Chinese companies legally bootleg Shark Tale? Simple, even DreamWorks forgot DreamWorks made Shark Tale. And Coaster Universe 88 says, these look like if little kids' drawings were actual rides.
If you want to see your words in my next video, leave a comment down below and it may be selected. Please note though that inflammatory or spam comments will not be read.
Thank you all so much, and if you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so once again at the link in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, or you can check out my website at themeparkcrazy.com.
And I'm on TikTok.
This is Theme Park Crazy, and I'll see you all next time.